And welcome to another episode of the Empower Man podcast. It's a beautiful Tuesday here in South Florida where the skies are full of thunder and lightning. But speaking of thunder and lightning, I'm looking at a man right now who is and has and is and has done more damage than any tropical storm, hurricane, tornado has ever seen. He's left a wake of destruction in his path. But you know what? He had to do that to get to where he is right now because he is the man who is not on Jeffrey Epstein's list. Uh-oh. Yikes. He is the man who rakes in more money in tariffs than any man I know just because you have the right to speak to him. He is the coffee connoisseur. He is the albatross of the alcohol industry. He is an icon. He is the standard in masculinity. He's my boy. He's your boy. He's the parent, the patriot, the champion of the Second Amendment. But more importantly, he's a lover, not a fighter. Greg A. Tedora, number one. Sir, Greggy T, how are you on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon?
Tremendous intro as always. I'm way better now after hearing all that. And it is true. I'm not on that list. That's a fact.
No, and I think it's important to say that if you were running for governor, you would see it, that all men over 40 would have access to free testosterone.
This is true. RFK, if you're listening, open up a testosterone department. I will head it, and we're good to go.
You can be part of the DOT. Department of Testosterone.
I love it.
Or the DOM, Department of Masculinity.
Or DOM-T, Department of Masculinity via test. I like it. I'm with it.
And you can have subcommittees, right?
Of course.
I mean, because at one point, could you believe that we might have been toxic at one point?
No.
Never.
Not me.
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
To my friend in Orlando who might be listening, I can get you one if you want. Just kidding. I found it on the street, 50 cents. You know, it was in the lost and found in my apartment complex.
You found it at the rally.
I found it at the rally. You know, I mean, it's a Yeti. It keeps it warm.
It's a Yeti, man. That's all that matters.
And I'm going to add on top of that, what matters to us is our policemen and women, our firemen and women, our EMTs, our first responders, our ICE agents doing a great job trying to keep our country safe, our communities safe, our municipalities safe, secure. Thank you for being so selfless in what you do.
Absolutely. And thank you to all the military personnel here and overseas. We thank you every day, and watch your backs out there and be careful and come home safe.
Yes. And now is the time. Donnie D is on the backup, drug-free, so put the crack up.
Mm-hmm.
No need for speed. It's time for GREGT.
Wow.
T. Wow. You did it. Yo, I feel the vibration. Come on.
Wow.
T, take it away.
All right. Damn, you're on fire this morning. All right. I just want to say thank you to everybody that listened to parts 1 and 2 of co-parenting. Clearly, that's what people wanted to hear at the time, and I want to thank everybody for reaching out with all the comments and questions and thank yous. Clearly, we really helped a lot of people, which is why we did it. And if you ever have any questions, just message me or Mike, and we'll do our best to help you guys out. But I want to transition from co-parenting. This is loosely linked to it, but it's under the same umbrella because it falls into it. I want to talk about managing expectations today. And whether it's relationship or business or politics, which bleeds into personal. I want to talk about all of that. And I'll lead off by saying it's one of the hardest things I think to do. And I think it's also hard for our generation when we were born, dealing with younger people. And I'm sure the older generation thought that about us. I get it. But I feel as we get older, at least as I get older, I'm definitely set in my ways, which is both good and bad. And I try to be more open-minded about things. But with all of that, you're still dealing with people on a daily basis. I'm more of a recluse. I don't like dealing with people, seeing people going out. Mike, you're a social butterfly, and you are very good at it, and people are attracted to you. They come to you, they run away from me. That's fine. I like that. But with that comes managing people, and we don't always get along with people. We don't always agree with people, which that's okay where I'm from. I know it's okay with you, but clearly this country or most people have lost their way, and we're so polar and so hardly divided at this point. Everything is like a a car accident, like a head-on collision, instead of hitting the brakes before the big crash and just hear me out and I'll hear you out. And let's talk facts. Facts are what's lost, I think, nowadays. That comes with managing people's expectations. So I'll open it with, in your dating experience, we'll go right into dating. All right. Which bleeds into, marriage, divorce, and everything in between. What have you experienced from your end? Two-part question. A, managing your own expectations versus what's out there. And also, do you feel like you have to do extra work managing other people's quote unquote, expectations of you, what you may think they're looking for or at or whatever?
That's a really great
It's
question.
super loaded.
No, it's
question.
awesome, and I'm grateful that you asked that question because we'll start with the first one: managing expectations. I think the biggest thing that I find in the dating world is nobody communicates anymore. That's the biggest art that's lost, not only in relationships but in life. If you could communicate your feelings, you can communicate what you think you know out of respect towards someone, and that gets reciprocated back, then you have healthy dialogue. The problem is there's no more healthy dialogue anymore. If you have a certain opinion that doesn't go with someone's narrative of what you think they should feel, you are automatically ostracized and labeled before you can even get that out, right? And we both know you can't be rational with irrational people. So what happens? Communication shuts down. Why am I going to engage with someone that can't be rational? I have disagreements with people all the time, and I listen and I respect their opinion. And I'm not here to persuade someone. Hey, you should really think like this, or I should think like that. Hey, that's your opinion. I respect it. I respect it. Just a simple acknowledgement. Everybody in life wants to be acknowledged. Simple acknowledgement. Hey, Greg, I hear your thoughts. I validate your feelings. That's great. Or yeah, Greg, I understand. Like, how many times have you been in a conversation where you talk to someone and automatically it goes right back to them?
All the time.
Right?
All the time.
So I think what you have to manage your own expectations because you have to know who you are. Because you can't put a square peg in a round hole. Not every girl or guy you meet is going to be the right fit. And as long as you can stay more in tune with who you are and what you want, and we just talked about this on Friday, right? Certain things about my behavior I didn't realize I was doing consciously, and it sounds kind of crazy because I have, girlfriends of mine will tell me stories about guys they dated, and they'll go, "Why do you do this?" And the guy will be like, "I don't know." And you know what? You think to yourself, "What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know?" Right? And I had a conversation on Friday, right, about things that I didn't know I was doing until it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, "Oh my God." for most of my life, I've been compensating because I didn't love myself. So what do? I pretend to be something. My friends in DC call me wrestler Mike, right? What you create, what you want people to see, right? And we talked about it, and I didn't realize it because it was so like, because dating can be a game, right? When we were younger, it was kind of fun, right? It was just like, oh, let me see who I can hook up with. It's just like, you spit. We use the term spitting game at people, just saying the most outlandish type of things just to get a reaction. I don't know. I mean, I have friends that did that. I never did that personally, but I've seen my friends do that, and it's kind of funny. But then you realize, well, like, hey, I know I want one thing, but yet I keep putting out a different vibe, right? And it hit me. I'm like, wait a second. How can you say that? I know what I'm looking for. And you have to have the humility. You have to have the wherewithal to say, hey, you know what? I realize that I am acting like this. This is not what I want. My actions and my words don't line up. But here's why. You have to get to the root cause of why you can't communicate. You have to get to the root cause of why you compensate. You have to get to the root cause of why you may act a certain way that's unbecoming of what you really want and who you really are. I did that just over the weekend. Thanks to you. We talked about it, and I had a great weekend and conversation with someone that I'm currently interested in. It was just awesome. And we talked for 4 hours. It was like unbelievable. It was great. And now what it did was it opened the floodgates and it opened the doors for a greater connection, but also you're breaking down walls and barriers to say, hey, it's okay to be vulnerable in front of me. You can't be vulnerable in front of everyone because they ain't gonna know how to handle it. That's why, in a roundabout, long-winded explanation that I'm known for, I had to throw it in there. Managing expectations is you got to know yourself. If you know yourself, you can manage your expectations, whether you're in a friendship, marriage, business. Managing other people, that's a really good question. You have to keep reminding yourself that it's not your responsibility. You're not responsible for how people respond to you.
You can't control how it lands.
I can't control how it lands. I can only control the delivery. And this is where you have to be more introspective and understand that, like, different strokes for different folks. I can be direct with you, but maybe someone else, I might use kid gloves and cushion the blow a little bit and just be
something
more
I'm known for.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. So really, to surmise everything up, know yourself. If you know who you are, you know your values, you know what your vision is, whether it's business, relationship, everything else, everything kind of falls into place. But it starts with communication. You have to be able to communicate with people.
But what if that girl or someone thinks they know themselves when you can see clearly, because from the outside, it's always easier to see unless you're in it. When they think they're a certain way, when everyone knows they're not, how do you deal with that?
So one thing I learned throughout my dating experience is every person I've met has helped me get to the next spot. And years ago, I always felt like I had to sell myself because I didn't love myself. When you meet people, especially girls, I'm really a good person, and guys too, but both guys and girls, I'm a really good person. Oh, I'm not really like that. Oh my God. Okay. Like, you don't have to sell it to me every time. And it gets to the point where it almost becomes a turnoff, no matter how attractive and how great that person can be.
100%.
Just let your actions and words line up. Like what happened to me over the weekend. I said, listen, I'm not going to sell you on me, because if you weren't interested, you wouldn't be talking to me right now, or you wouldn't have shared this much about yourself. I'm being vulnerable and transparent. Let me show you. And you know what? If you're not open to growing as a person, then you're going to be stuck in the same stuff. And you know what? The same baggage you're doing with one person, you're going to do with the next and the next and the next, because something deep down inside won't allow you to grow. And I'm open to growth. I have a growth mindset. I've had a growth mindset since 2007. So I took it as an opportunity, as a huge win for me. Whether it works out with this person or not, which I hope it does, because things are, it's great to reconnect with someone after a long, long time and see where we're at in this phase of life. But if not, it was an opportunity of growth for me. So you have to have a growth mindset, because if you don't have a growth mindset, then you're going to be in that same web of complacency and that same behaviors and the same stuff. I know it because I've done it. So
I like it. All right. So that was a good answer. Answers. That was good. So for what I've noticed is people with expectations and managing when it comes to like day-to-day life with everyone knows I hate politics, but it bleeds into pretty much every day-to-day life if you allow it to. And like I said earlier, people are so polarly divided. It's insane to me. It's insane. There's no more what you said, common ground or just a mutual conversation. There's no more conversations. Oh, he or she likes Trump. He or she likes the other person. And there's no listen, growing up, we were friends with everybody. Literally everybody. I don't care who, no one cared who you voted for. No one even asked. No one gave a shit. Nobody. Now, all of a sudden, this day and age, girls aren't dating guys that like so-and-so. Guys aren't dating girl. Half you are lucky to even get a date. So let's just get that off the table. You should be grateful somebody's even interested in you because beggars can't be choosers. I'll say it. Whatever. It shouldn't be divided like that so forcefully that you're not even open to having a conversation with somebody over who they voted for. Newsflash, everybody. They're all assholes. It's pick the better asshole at this point. That's all it is. That's my opinion. And I think wherever people get their news from is what they tend to stay in that lane. Not whatever. I don't care what you watch. Fox, CNN, Newsmat. I don't care. However, what you said is being open-minded. And most people aren't because they're getting it from one source. So you get your news from one source. The algorithms on our phone know this. So now you're only like regurgitating the shit you're already watching. And then the algorithm grows. You go to your phone, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're on, Facebook, and it's just all the same. There's never any new ideas, fresh ideas, different conversations or open platform to anything. It's just your own little circle. So anything outside that circle in time becomes, oh my God, that's crazy. No way. And here comes a dividing. And it's designed that way, which I get. And clearly it's worked really well. So how do you manage people's expectations when you take a sip from your Trump cup or you say that you like what Trump did? Listen, I like some of the things he's done and I don't like some of the things he's done. I'm on both sides. I don't think any politician's good. It's just who's better for what you specifically want, your values and what I call it your totem pole is. What your orders of things like border safety, finances, money, economy, whatever. But just because my totem pole is different than yours, different than the person down the street, hers, his, that's great. No one person is going to check every single box. It's impossible. Can't make everybody happy. But what do you do when someone's just like, oh, you're a Trumpy, or oh, you're like, how do you deal with that?
I deflect.
How so?
Humor. I make a joke out of it. That's both good and bad because my personality.
Yeah.
And I think you have to lighten the mood. You have to make people feel safe. I can't just fire back. Oh, well, you support guys going to girls' bathrooms then? Or you support, mutilating,
which is what most people
genitals?
do. Most people do that. And that here comes the fight or whatever.
Right. I know what my beliefs are. I know what I tend to go towards my beliefs. As I've gotten older, I've become more conservative. I have. But at the end of the day, it's like common sense. Like I want a strong economy. I want lower taxes. I want a military to protect me and my freedoms.
Yeah.
I want a safe country to where like our mothers can go to the store without getting sucker punched as a gang initiation. I want your daughters, right? My nieces. I want them to grow up in a safe world where they don't have to worry about a swim competition losing to a guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want your kids, again, my nieces, having to learn about sex before they have to. Kids should
Agreed.
be able to be kids. Like, this is the no-brainer. But when you have money, now I'm going to say something. I'm going to take a page out of your book, make it a little controversial here.
Go for it.
Sometimes when men and women have money, it's very easy to gaslight someone. Because when you have certain power, it's very easy to persuade someone. Like, for example, I'm just throwing it out there because we've been in situations and known people like this. You've got nice houses. You've got the assets. You've got the toys. You've got money. You've got things, worldly things that appeal to, let's just say, women. So, what people are attracted to the lifestyle. Oh, he's got all these great things, or she's got all these great things, or this and that. But they're gaslighting you into believing one thing. Meanwhile, they're completely a different person. But you've compromised your values because you have certain affordabilities that maybe you wouldn't have had prior to meeting such individual. And you you stay in it because you become almost like conditioned or indoctrinated. And I think you saw, and I'll this is what I believe, from COVID till the election, people, and maybe Corey, when he comes back on, our friend Corey can come on and can enlighten me. The Democratic Party had a lot of money, and they did a great job of trying to condition what people should and shouldn't think. And you're seeing it now with the New York City mayoral race. If that guy gets in, good night, right? And when you take God out of the equation, what happens? Trump happened. Because if he was a senator, and again, that could be a whole other conspiracy. But if that assassination would have been pulled off, it would have been like shooting a gun at a watermelon or a melon, and his head would have exploded. You would have seen his head explode because that was destined right through his one end out the other. My point is that I feel that you have to disarm people. It's okay for you to feel a certain way. If you are pro-abortion, God bless you. I don't really, it's not my place to say what a woman should do with her body. But then again, being Christian, it's a sin to kill a baby. So stuff like that, I tend to stay away from because I wouldn't want someone telling me to do with my body, Yeah. But I think if you have healthy dialogue and you can debate someone healthy and you're open to hearing people's opinions, again, you have to have a growth mindset. And a lot of people don't have a growth mindset these days because they've been conditioned and indoctrined to think a certain way. And a lot of money was put out there to convince you that this is wrong. This is wrong. It's okay for a man to compete in women's sports. It's okay to, for a kid to transition at 9 years old when their prefrontal cortex hasn't even fully developed yet. Right? It's like, it's okay to, whatever it is to do to children that we know is not right. So really, again, we'll go back to what I said before. Know yourself. If you know yourself, you'll attract the people you want, but also you'll be able to handle situations that could be uncomfortable for yourself. And if you want another answer, I'll type it out on our website underneath my bio.
I just feel a lot of all the facts are lost now. And people, the masses, me included, I remember learning about city, state, federal, but I don't know when it comes to government policies and all that, who has certain authority, who has overall authority, which I don't think we have because we're a democracy. I don't know how that works. That's why we have all the checks and balances. But there's certain things where, this city, the mayor has certain powers. And they can override what the governor wants. And then the governor has certain privileges where they can override a mayor. And then federal can override a governor, but not in all categories. So I think people have lost. They're quick to debate or they're quick to protest or whatever, but they don't know the facts, and usually they don't know any facts. Oh, I don't know. I don't even want to touch the subject you were talking about before, but just men and women's bathrooms. I'll touch that one. People hear that and they immediately protest. But like, do you know any of the facts? I think you should only protest if you know the facts. But here's the thing. We're not told the facts, and it's very hard to find the facts, which is also designed that way because they want us bickering and bullshitting and fighting. But we don't know all the facts. I don't think that should be allowed. I don't think men should compete against women, period. It's not fair. And it's now a problem, but it was going to come to a head at some point anyway. It's such a small group of people that have affected this whole entire country that now it's like trendy to do things, and that's a whole other thing. But I feel facts are not easily available. And if you want to take the time to look it up, it's hard, and no one knows all the facts. I think if all the facts were out there, I bet you people from both sides would change some of their choices and decisions. And I bet you they'd be surprised at some of the facts that are out there. But we'll never know, I don't think. So I just feel managing that expectation leads me to what we always say: you're on your own. No one's coming to help, and the government will not save you. I don't think you want government-run stores. We've all been to the DMV. Good luck. And things are already locked up in counters. You can't even go buy a fucking deodorant. You think that's going to be, everything will be locked. It's a mess. They're going to tell you how much you could spend, what you could buy, what you can't buy, when you can go to the store. It hasn't worked. And I'm speaking from friends that have moved from those countries to here legally. That's another thing. And they're like, this is bad. This is bad. What's on the horizon? They're not happy. This looks just like the country I left. And it hasn't worked anywhere in the world. But you have a lot of these young kids in the cities that talk all this shit. You're allowed to talk shit because your parents are capitalists and they made their money. If you didn't have money, you wouldn't be where you're at. And they all want socialism. They don't even know what that is. You don't even know what real communism is.
Exactly.
Ask somebody that has left, that has lived in those countries and escaped, and how grateful they are to be here. But you want that in the city, you'll be the first people to move out if they install that into the city. You know what I'm saying? It's ironic, and it's bullshit to me, because all these people make all this noise. They're the first ones to bounce. It's like when they shipped all the immigrants to like Martha's Vineyard, because all those people are like, oh, let them in. All right, let's ship them to your house. You let them in. They all panicked and freaked out and sent them back. Yeah, no shit. Obviously.
Of course.
Everyone likes to make noise until it's time to act. If you don't like what's going on, then run for an office position and step in, put your hat in the ring. If not, then act accordingly and figure it out. But you have to manage expectations. And I think people also, going back to what you said, don't have an open mind. So when whoever goes into the presidency, I don't care who it is, they have expectations. The people have expectations of them. And when the losers, not their losers, the losing party, they already are upset that their person didn't get in. So any little thing now, their expectations are already, they're looking for one fuck up. And they're just going to go hard. Like, look, see, blah, 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 and it's going to be a problem. And you reverse that, the people that voted for who's ever in has or have certain expectations. When they're being met, it's great. But when one thing goes wrong, people get pissed. And then the people on this side validate why they voted for so-and-so. Look, you voted for that person. Look, they promised this, that didn't happen. Now it's a mess. The only thing I like about that, people are talking to each other because it's a mess, briefly, whatever. But my point is, either way, it's no good. And you have to figure out a plan for yourself, your friends, your community, whether it's food, finances, worst case scenario plan, whatever, because it's going to be a mess either way. But getting back to the expectations, we put so much on other people that it's almost you can't sustain that. You can't. No one's perfect. And more people should own their mistakes and learn from them. But that's another thing. Nobody wants to take accountability these days. Everyone, points the finger at somebody else. Oh, that governor did this. The president did that. The mayor did that. Get to a solution, guys. You guys are all in elected spots, right? You're all somewhat smart. You can't figure out a problem. There's people dying from floods and hurricanes and all these things. You guys are bickering whose fault it is. How about you just shut up and come up with a plan and save some people and figure out how to help them? You can argue later when you've saved lives.
Right. Like child labor laws in California, working those marijuana fields, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or how about the incident where you're letting he's a pedophile or he's a convicted something because he attacked like a middle school girl. He looked like it just got released. This is common sense, right?
But now you're talking, that's judges now. So that's a whole other level to, is that city? Is that state? Is it federal? Because you can't, sometimes they don't bleed into each other. So these judges are a problem in themselves with whatever jurisdiction that they have. Those are a problem.
But if you're a governor, right, it's like you're the head of your household. Your daughters have the right to have their rooms the way they want. When flood breaks and they can't fix it, who are they going to ask for help? From you. Dad, I got a flood in my room. Help me fix it.
They start at the city level.
Right. But I
then
think
it gets bumped up.
Right. So the analogy would be, right, if you know your city's burning or you're having problems and you can't contain it, the governor has a fiduciary to its people to protect its people. And if you have people that are rioting, being violent towards police officers, I don't know, let's just say ICE officers, they're still officers, and there's nothing done about it in your jurisdiction, then you're responsible. See, you said it best. No one takes accountability. They deflect. They deflect. And people can be really good with their words. And it's very easy that you can gaslight someone into believing that they did something wrong. You could easily say, through word salad that, something that is clearly your fault. If you're really good at it and you're polished, you can get someone to believe a lie or to believe that they are culpable of contributing to something that really you're responsible for. That was a big word mumbo jumbo right there. But again, it comes down, if you have money and you can influence people, it's like no different than COVID. You put someone on a subway, you could spread that thing in minutes to thousands and thousands of people. Same thing when you're trying to change, you got to change the narrative in people's minds. So you start with 1, that goes to 2, then 4, then 16, then 32, up down the line to the point where, and I'll definitely say this, had Trump not got elected, who knows where we would be. And I mean on a world stage, and I mean economy-wise. Right now, right, based on the facts that I know, our economy's getting better and better, which means when you launch your rum company, you'll have more opportunities to make more for your family, for your future, when, with my business outside of this. So when I look at the news, I take what I want to take away from it. What impacts me? Finances, security, and overall how we're perceived in the world. And, it doesn't matter who spins what. Right? We all know certain things, right? The standard of living a couple years ago was crazy. I've seen food prices drop. I don't know about anybody else, but I've seen food prices drop. And our food bills are pretty high because we like to take care of our bodies and ourselves. The fact that we're a little bit safer now than we were a couple years ago. It's not great, but it's gotten better. And I'll also add on to this, Greg, and then I'll flip back over to you. Any good businessman that inherits a company that's either losing money or has been down in the dumps, you got to strip it down to its skeleton and build it back up. And having a businessman in office or having a non-politician, I feel, is going to be the trend going forward. Because people like you and I, we know they're all slimy. We know they're all no good. And I feel that Trump is doing the right thing with the tariffs and everything else because we've lost so much money. We basically, and no one says this, and I'll say it, we financed those attacks on Israel. Iran had no money. All of a sudden, we exchanged all that pallets of cash for prisoners, which I'm glad we did, or POWs, or whatever they were, hostages, whatever they are. I'm just talking out of my rear end right now. But the fact was, hadn't we not given Iran that money, they would have no opportunity to grow a nuclear program the way they almost had it, the way they were able to orchestrate an attack on Israel. So I think when you have money and power, you can gaslight people easy, whether it's on a political level or on a worldly level, dating level, friendship level, business level. It's very easy to gaslight someone and to manipulate and condition someone to think a certain way.
Yeah. I agree. And I also think, so no matter what side of the fence you're on, people get upset when there's an exchange of power. Obviously, that's what, every 4 years people get upset. But if you go back, like, okay, you were upset, life still goes on.
Yep.
You got to make the best of it no matter who. You know, not everybody I voted for always wins. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you're your own person. And you have to put food on the table and a roof over your head, no matter who's in office.
Agreed.
So it's not even worth being upset. Okay, you voted for X, but Y got voted in. Okay, keep it moving. You could be upset, but don't let it affect you to the point where you can't function daily. And okay, be upset for a second, move on, figure out how to navigate that market. It's the same thing with all the financial institutions. They just adjust to who's ever in. You got to adjust to who's ever in as the head of your household, mother, father, friend, you know, son, whatever. It doesn't matter who's in. You got to adjust. So that's where I come out on that.
Wouldn't it be nice if we said, you know what, like I didn't vote for Joe Biden, but I supported him. He's my president. I prayed that he would do the right thing. And I felt like he failed on mostly every level. Maybe Corey can tell me when he comes on, or Ford when we have them back on. Maybe one positive. I mean, I always try to go for the positive, but I felt like there was a lot of stuff that I didn't like, but I supported him. I prayed that he did well. I didn't want anything happen to him. I
agree. So no matter who's president, they are your president. You are an American.
Yes, let's rally and get behind
like, not my president, not my that's not your vote. He's your president or she's your president, but might not be your vote. There's a difference. You got to be patriotic. And you know what? If you're not, then go to another country. That's fine. Everyone still tries to come here for a reason because it's still the best country. We're not perfect. Not every country is perfect, but we're better than most that's out there.
100%.
I know that, but most people like to talk shit. Go talk shit and then leave and then let me know how that goes. And I just feel, listen, I didn't vote for Biden, but he was president. So he is my president. It is what it is.
That's right.
But you know what? I moved on. I kept making the best decisions I could based on what I was given. And you got to keep moving. Put one foot in forward the other. You got to do it.
Yep.
So my whole point is, like, I hate politics. Everybody knows it. I don't care anymore. I just got to figure out whatever we're in. I'll call it market, but that includes like politics and whatever market we're in. We got to adjust our business, our day-to-day lives, our finances, everything around our budgets. We got to figure it out and hope for the best. That's all we can do, because it doesn't matter who's in. The government does not have your back. So your friends and family do, hopefully. And that's it.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that is all you need. But I think a lot of things have gotten lost now, like we said, and the expectations are all out of whack. And, you know, people are fed what they want to feed and continually fed that. And there's no open-mindedness anymore.
Well, think about this. During COVID, right, the government gave out checks to people because people couldn't work because of the pandemic, which was great. But it was also, if you think a little bit more deeply, it was like a test run. Let's see if we can pull this off. Let's see, now you're getting dependent on the government. So what happens? You lose what's called the American dream.
Mhm.
People come here from different state or countries because of that American dream of independence financially, freedom financially, own your own home, build wealth. In countries that you know and I know that certain practices don't work, you can't build wealth,
Yeah.
right? So let's recondition. See, no matter, we can go down a whole rabbit hole and people may think I'm nuts, which you can attest to. You know I'm crazy. And that's before caffeine.
Mm.
It's like we used to be able to fend for ourselves. We used to be held accountable. We used to be able to, right? I mean, like remember any sports team, oh, the captain, it's on me tonight. I'm the reason why we lost. Not like, oh, well, had the equipment manager not give me these defective sneakers, I probably would have had a better game.
Are you talking about LeBron? Sorry.
Somebody.
The disgrace to the NBA. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Disgrace.
Right? We
He
go
should
back
be
to
in the
old,
WNBA, but whatever.
hey, and you know what? Like maybe if he transitioned,
He doesn't have to.
Been,
He
right?
Doesn't have to.
But that's ridiculous. Like, look at that comment. It's how ridiculous it is to say that hey, it couldn't cut in the NBA, so let's go to the W. That's like an insult to it's an insult to everyone. I mean, come on. I mean, but
Everybody.
that is what they led you to believe. So I think it's very easy nowadays to gaslight people. That's why you got to know who you are. You got to know your beliefs inside and out, and you got to stick to it.
Yeah.
Right? If
have a backbone.
Hey, you know what? Like this is great. Like I got a girl she's got so much money. She's got a yacht, a plane. But you know what though? Well, it's just not for me. I like to work and take care. I don't want to be dependent upon anyone. Because again, one thing we could talk about is codependency and how that affects managing expectations.
Oh yeah.
Like you said it right, and we know as men are providers, right? In a traditional sense, men can be men. The world should say are providers, but you're seeing a shift in society where women are more than capable of becoming the breadwinners. And I think that's a good thing. We talk about equality. I know some of the most smartest, successful women, and they're getting their just due compensation, acknowledgement. I think it's great that you're getting more equality in CEOs and you're getting more that. I think that's huge. It's absolutely huge. That type of diversity is huge, but they've earned it.
Yeah.
They've earned it. So as we transition roles, or maybe roles are becoming more accepted, it's okay for a woman to be the breadwinner. It's okay for a man to, do certain things, or it's okay, when you're open to that, but knowing who you are, like it makes a difference. If you say, well, God, I'm dating this girl and she's got all this stuff, but nah, I like to work. I don't want to be dependent upon anyone. I don't want anyone holding anything over my head. Like, oh, I bring home this or I bring home that, like, because I'm independent. If you're codependent on someone and you have a passive codependency, then that's when things get different. It's interesting. You got to be careful. Don't be dependent on anyone.
Yeah, and I think you don't have to agree with everything your partner agrees with.
Agreed.
I think it's good, and it's good if you guys are cool enough where you can actually talk about it and not get mad at each other.
Right.
And just have a discussion. Like, it's the same to me. I look at it as like, I don't know. I don't like a certain type of food. They do. Okay. Does that bother you? No. But then when it comes to politics or something else, all of a sudden people feel weird. It's the same thing to me. You don't have to believe the same thing. Who cares? As long as your core values, I think if those are the same and familial values are the same, that's the important stuff.
Amen.
But all that ancillary stuff, I wouldn't even worry about it or stress it. As long as you guys are good in the core, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. No one cares.
But everyone feels entitled these days. And that's the problem. Entitlement is an umbrella for a lot of things. And
shame on the guys out there that entitled these freaking girls. It's the guy's fault. I don't even blame the girls. They took what they were given because these guys nowadays have no game. And going way back to the beginning of this conversation, they have no communication skills. None.
100%. It's all
and
done
they've
online.
entitled these girls. and they pay these girls, these loser guys pay these girls. These girls are laughing at you. They're laughing at you.
And taking your money.
And taking your money. So shame on the guys out there. I have no respect for that. None. Losers. Go get a girl. Or a guy, whatever you want. I don't care. Just go get it.
But you got to know yourself. And if your perception of yourself is, if you have a low self-worth or low self-esteem, or you feel that things are hopeless, then you're going to gravitate towards something that gives you that, the dopamine rush, right? I think that's the right word, dopamine rush. So like, where I do agree with you, I think also too, there's a bigger, more systemic issue with guys and girls, is that you judge your worth based upon the optics that you see. So if you see what Sally does with her boyfriend and you're single, you're going to be like, oh man, I really need that type of connection. So where are you going to go? You're going to gravitate towards pornography or gambling or drinking or OnlyFans or something where you're going to get that dopamine rush where you're going to feel fulfilled. It's a false fulfillment though. Remember, I've said in the past, fear, anxiety, depression don't come walking through the door. Like, you don't know what it looks like because it's all in your mind. It's all spiritual. It's all in your head. So we can't, knowing you can't fight battles alone, call a buddy, get involved with groups, make deeper connections with your friends, invest more in your family, offset those effects so that you don't go to OnlyFans, so that you don't go towards drinking or pornography or gambling or anything that's going to fulfill your dopamine rush or that need for connection. When you can connect with your friends and family better, it's going to build you up, and therefore you can make better choices. And it's going to provide you a community. Go join a gym. Go join a church group, something where there's community. Because when you have community, it's more than one. So any battle you might be facing behind closed doors, when you go to that place, it's going to help build you up.
Yeah, I agree. And don't worry if you're in a place you don't like. Everyone knows I hate the Northeast. I'm from here. I love my childhood. I had the best childhood. I can't stand it up here. I have nothing in common with these people. I'm not into what they're into. I don't care. I still do my thing. That's why I said have a backbone. I have fun with my girls. I make the best lives that I can for them, and that's all I care about. That's it. And I don't want to fit into any mold. All these guys up here look the same. Most of them act the same. There's a few that are cool, but very few. Very few. And they're all they're like zombies, man. And these women walk around, they just stomp on their men. I've said it before, and it's horrible to watch. And I feel bad for the dudes, but then I don't, because you allowed it, and now you're continuing to allow it. Instead of, I know you don't like it, then say something, because it wouldn't fly if the shoe was on the other foot. So,
well, let me throw it back at you. How do you manage expectations of people? How do you manage expectations in business?
In people, I just don't go around people. Very few. But with business, you and I are fast when it comes to business. Like, we like to get things done fast. When we have an idea, when we have a vision for something, like as simple as a website, we're off. We're creating it. We're doing it. We're delegating. Done. The speed I have to manage, because I want it done now. It's not realistic. Not everybody's on your time frame. Like with the rum, I want an answer to this, and it might take a few days. Like, I have to manage my own head, where if it was me, I'm getting on that right now. Like when I was in real estate, oh, Greg, you're too fast. I'm like, what does that mean? Too fast? Like, I put an offer and I don't hear anything, or I'm like, I'm on it. I want, my people are like, let's go, let's do this. I'm a mover. I had to learn to manage and slow down. So in business, it's not personal. Everyone works at their own pace and their own speed. It is what it is. You got to manage that. With people not being, I'm not making a joke. I just limit who I hang out with. If I feel somebody's cool and they have similar values, all good. If they're cool to me, I'm cool to you. But if I don't like what you're into or things that are coming out of your mouth, like, no, it's all good. I don't want to waste my time. I don't need new friends.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good.
With you.
Yeah, I'm good.
But you know yourself.
So, I do now. Yeah. And I think going back to what we spoke about last time with co-parenting and divorce, that really helped me with solidifying what I know about myself and what I want, what I truly want. And obviously hindsight's the best, but you make mistakes. I made a huge mistake, but you know what? I'm putting my pants back on and moving forward. And I'm just concentrating and focused on one thing, and I know what I want, and I'm doing everything I can to get to that, and that's it. And people are you're either on my train or you're off. I'm going this way. You're cool. Come on. If not, fuck out of the way. It's that simple. That's it.
Yeah. And one can look at the past and say, yeah, I made a mistake.
Yeah. And that's a big mistake. That's huge.
Right. It's huge.
Huge.
But had you not made that mistake or a mistake, would you have had your girls?
No.
So was it a mistake in certain areas? Probably. But somebody somewhere knew that those girls needed a mother and a father. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Some things are inexplicable. Like, look at all our friends that have gone through stuff. And yeah, in hindsight, it was probably not ideal for them. But that situation, and again, I've never been married. I've experienced divorce as a child, but never been married. So I, totally give you all the credit in the world for how you've handled situations, and I look up to you in that way, and that's the truth. And that, of course, and I'm spitting that live here, and as we're talking about this, but I also feel like God doesn't really make any mistakes. I know it sounds kind of weird, but like through your mistake, you got two beautiful daughters.
Yeah, I agree.
I got two beautiful nieces. So while it might have been a mistake in certain ways, it was, hey, you know what, man? Because if you didn't,
Yeah. I'll end with this.
Yeah.
It's related to this. If there's a lot of people out there struggling with their partner, I don't care if it's guy, girl, guy, whatever, they're struggling. And more for the married people, there doesn't have to be a definitive lying, cheating, stealing for people to break up. That was my scenario. But the people that are struggling out there now, because clearly there, a lot of people reached out from the last episodes.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm thinking about getting a divorce and blah, blah, blah. When did you know? And all this stuff. The only advice that I was given that I will pass forward or pass on or pay forward is no matter what the situation is, do everything. Check all the boxes to try to make it work. Try everything. So it's for you, not for the other person. So if you do have to pull the ripcord and get out, you can sleep at night. You're not going to lose an ounce of sleep, that you literally tried everything possible, no matter what that looks like. Therapy, this, that, I don't care what it looks like. You tried everything. You can shut your eyes at night knowing I gave all in and it didn't work. And also people are struggling with, they have kids. And that's a big thing. That was huge for me. That was a big struggle in my head. You can't see it now. But when the dust settles, you're way better off and your kids are way better off. Because you will be happier and the kids see the happiness. And now you can ping pong the happiness to them. A lot of people, I contemplate, I'm going to stay for the kids. I thought about it, obviously, because that's all I care about. You do more harm than good, in my opinion, doing that. Because I know a lot of kids, a lot of friends, their parents either A, got divorced when they went to college or after college, or are still together and miserable and fighting. The kids like, I wish they got a divorce. I wish they did. Kids pick up on that either way. So and it's the hardest thing to see when you're in it. What I can speak from experience, they'll be fine and you will be fine as well. Your kids will be fine because you're fine. You make sure you're fine, your kids will be fine, and you do your best for that. That's a tough thing for people, and a lot of people are struggling at that right now. Just do your best. Just make sure try everything possible to make it work. And if it doesn't, get things aligned first. Speak to attorney, your financial advisor, get everything lined up. Everything. I don't care if you have a lot of money or no money, get things lined up. And then pull the trigger. So
I like it.
It's hard. It's a tough thing.
I like it.
It's a tough thing because there's no handbook. It's like when you have a kid, there's no there's books out there, but it's nothing like the real thing. Like you have this little thing. Like, what am I going to do? Like this life is literally depending on me. Like you check every 2 seconds if they're breathing at night, sleeping. You're like, what? There's no handbook. Same thing with divorce. There's no handbook. And you can talk to 50 different people, get 50 different opinions, whether it's from girls or guys or, all that stuff, gold digger, like you'll hear 50 different things, but you got to make sure you know what you want at the end of the day. So.
And manage expectations.
And it goes back to what you said, know yourself. It all goes back to that. And if you're miserable, you're going to continue being miserable.
Right.
Like, oh, I don't want to break up the home. The home's already broken up, by the way. Newsflash. You're under the same roof, but it's still broken up because the relationship is a mess. Kids know that. Kids feel that. So you have to think on that deeply because it's a hard thing to understand. Oh, we're going to break up a home. There is no home anyway right now. Oh, he or she's going to come after my money. They're going to come after your money anyway. And if you're making money, who cares? Let them have the money. Let them have it. You'll make more of it. You'll make more of it. Is money worth your happiness and the kids? No. There's not enough money in the world for that.
Can't take it with you.
No. You don't need money to be happy with your kids. Does it make life easier? Yes. That's not what I'm saying. But you don't need it to be happy. If they come after you, let them have it.
Right.
Who cares? So that's another thing people struggle with, especially up here in the Northeast. Oh, they're going to take me for everything. They're taking you for everything now anyway.
Yeah.
There's no difference. So
the same down here too, man.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with you.
We're in the epicenter of that.
I agree with you. The Bible talks about, why worry about like food and money, right? Like don't worry about what your life's going to be like. If you have enough food and you have enough money, be thankful, be grateful. Yeah. Like, you know what? There are things in life that I wish I had. I may not have it yet, but you know what? When I have a roof over my head, I've got so much that most people don't have. Yeah. I've worked my rear end off for it. Do I sit and kick myself? Sometimes, of course. When I'm alone, you play that same, right? You play that same story over and over again. That's where you got to stop, hit the eject button, put a new cassette in. I mean, I'll dating myself. Put a new CD in. Put whatever program you want to put in that player. So tell yourself a new story. And the more I talk to people, I see myself through them, and it helps me. So now I'm able to tell myself, you know what? It's all going to work out, right? You were a big influence. Because I watched how you said it's all going to work out. It's all good. It's all going to work out. And it is, and it has, and it's still ongoing. And now you're on the precipice of something really big. So, I think if you can tell yourself a different story, reprogram your brain. Hey, you know what? I got a roof over my head. I got food. I got shelter. I got clothes. I got so much that most people don't have. So what if I don't own something right now? So what if I don't have this right now? The big takeaway, and I'll put my bow on this, your story is not finished.
Agreed.
It's just a chapter. Your story is done when you're pronounced dead.
Agreed.
And you're buried. That's the end of your story. Whether you're 47, 58, 75, age is irrelevant. Your story does not end unless you want it to end. That's a choice. If you want to give up, by all means. But your story is not written. Everything that we do each year, each day, each month is a chapter or a footnote in your book.
And you see all these things. Oh, I found love at 60. It's true. I believe in that. I think you can find true love at any age.
Agreed.
You don't have to give up. And you don't have to, just settle. That's the worst thing, in my opinion, is settling. But you can, like you said, your story's never over until you're dead. You can turn the corner today and find somebody. Never know.
And age is irrelevant.
Doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. If you're happy with someone, obviously there has to be some type of morals, right?
Of course. They have to have those core values, obviously.
Right. But if
they're out there
with someone,
be grateful.
Be grateful and enjoy it, man. Because we've both done it. Doesn't matter if they're, a little younger, a little older. If you vibe with someone and it comes out of the blue, take it as far as it goes. Why put handcuffs on yourself? Oh, well, she's 15 years younger than me, or oh, she's 11 years older than me, or oh, man, that's, again, it's telling yourself that same story. The saboteur, as I think you've acknowledged on several podcasts, you're sabotaging for stupid things. It's that you got to change the story.
You're waiting for that trap door to open up. There might not be a trap door, but by you waiting and looking for it all the time, you're going to create one.
Absolutely.
And it could be a great thing, and you're going to mess it up.
Right.
Stop looking.
Have a growth mindset.
But that has to come with trust. And that's a tough thing, especially for guys like us. From everything we've seen, trust is very hard.
Right. And we're different. We're different in our trust. You let it accrue over time. I give it out off the bat. But I can tell you, once it's gone,
that's a wrap. I've never gone back. Proud to say that. I'm a one-way street with me.
Yeah, I've done the same. I've hung in there for as long as I can, but once I've had enough, I'm done.
You're on that pain on mind list.
Yeah, or I just, people are like dead to me, where I'll just block them. I don't even see your stories. I don't want to see, I can wish you well from a distance. In my mind, I can pray for all the people that I've been involved with, in a relationship. I hope I send them nothing but good vibes. I really do. Do I need to reach out to them? No. Why? What's that going to do?
Yeah.
Create more of that story inside of your head. Oh, did I make a mistake? Oh, they're really good. No, it didn't work for a reason.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Let it be. Move on. Take it as an opportunity for growth. And that's another reason why people, I think, tend to go back. They always circle back to what they know because they're not open to growth.
It's that comfort, that safety net. But it didn't work the first time. It didn't work the second. It's not going to work.
Exactly. And if you see a pattern, like when you're talking to someone and you see a pattern of relationship habits, and then they meet someone that is the polar opposite, you can see things that would make them say, hey, listen, don't sabotage this because I'm not like them. But again, you're not selling yourself. Let your actions do the talking. And then after a while, they're either going to want to grow because, like you said, they'll learn to trust again.
Yeah.
Or they'll go right back to what they know. Because I've done it. I've gone back to what I know.
Yeah.
I've done it. So, I mean, you might not have, but I know I have. So now I am in a different place and I'm very clear on who I am. And that comes in time and experience and making mistakes, failing forward. Don't be afraid to fall. Like you said earlier, Greg, you're not perfect.
Nope.
So don't try to be.
Yep.
And if people out there want to hear me talk more, they can contact me via Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger, and I'll talk to you for 2 hours. I'll do a cameo and leave you a 5-hour voice message.
There it is.
There it is.
All right, man. Good one. I know, it's not sexy as always, the topics we talk about, but things need to be said and heard and discussed because that's what people are reaching out to us, want us to talk about. So.
Well, Greg, I'll say this. I mean, I've heard that you're pretty darn sexy. I mean, rumor has it that you may be on the 50 people for people this year. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying. So, I mean, the topics may not be sexy, but we are.
Speaking of sexy, this T-shirt, which I'm going to get a lot of questions about.
Yeah.
These guys are going to come get you. This is a company called Other Methods. I'm only going to say it once. Very hard to get. Awesome stuff. Check them out on Instagram. Other Methods.
Yeah. And this Trump Yeti has kept my coffee warm for over an hour. So for all you people out there, the 2028 version should be coming out real soon.
Oh, boy.
I'll get one for your friend in Orlando.
Your favorite liberal.
Hi.
Oh, man. All right. Be safe, everybody. Thank you for listening, Mike. Good stuff today.
No, Greg, thank you. Thank you for being a friend. If you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody. Take care. See you soon.